everyone. We are from College Professional Sri Iskandar. Let me introduce my team members. I'm Nolfa Mitrami as the first presenter, followed by Nofariza Afni as the second presenter, and Muhammad Rafiq bin Abu Rahim as the third presenter. We would like to present our innovation business idea, named Islamic Business Simulator, as known as IBS. This presentation will cover in 5 elements, which are abstract, introduction, objective, puncak, and conclusion. This model is modified from the idea of business model canvas by Osterlager and Icbe 2009. IBS is the business mapping model that incorporates Islamic business value into business planning. Why this IBS is very interesting? Firstly, because we use the acronyms that can help the entrepreneurial student to remember and understand the elements in IBS mapping. Number 2, IBS has redefined the components of business model canvas by rejuvenating and incorporating Islamic elements in the business mapping. Number 3, IBS enhance the efficiency, relevance, and quality by teaching and combining magnetic packs and facilitator boards for interactive and effective learning. Number 4, IBS mapping is a visualization combining Islamic and entrepreneurial components. And last one is because of the IBS model is a very highly focused, concise, practical, and easy to understand using interesting acronym. IBS can be used to facilitate entrepreneurship subjects and young entrepreneurs of small and medium enterprise SMEs in producing their business plan. Did you know that the Muslim market in Malaysia around 61.2% that have contributed to the Malaysian's GDP? This portion is very huge to be manipulated by the young entrepreneur. Thus, the young entrepreneur should grab these chances by integrating Islamic values such as zakat and donation in their business plan. IBS is composed to value individual spiritual elements and consists of the 5 domains, namely biz concept, biz resources, key channel, key marketing activities, and key customer relationship. This study employed by action research approach and a quantitative method in nature involved 100 students, 100 respondents from the College of Sri Iskandar. Respondents were exposed to both the traditional BMC and Islamic business model during 4 weeks of class session for the comparison of learning outcome using both tools.
You and I are not different. All of us have something special that makes us beautiful. Do you know what makes our style so special? It has its own signature. Now, I sprinkle the essence by having our objectives mantra. Number 1, to determine the application of IBS in enhancing students' understanding of mapping business strategy. Number 2, to find out whether IBS model improves to the learning concept on the role of we and entrepreneur. Learning gives creativity. Creativity leads thinking. Thinking provides knowledge, and knowledge provides grace. Abdul Kalam APG. As traditional method is not relevant for 21st century skills of learning, we design a new attractive learning activities by integrating novel values for our creative teaching in the classroom. Look deep into nature and then you will understand better. Previous research conducted on the BMC model by Cozy and Rini 2013, Crane Springs 2012 and Moria have adjusted to enhance understanding on the content domain. Essentially, IBS is composed by referring to the value or spiritual of the MC as a driver. In addition, Elmo 1996 suggested teachers need to transform their traditional pedagogy towards attractive learning in their classroom to provide more interaction and engagement as well as develop 21st century skills. Thereafter, the visualization by Fisher and Pickner 2014 on the new version of business model canvas has been used to solve the issues by adding or removing the domains. According to the researcher, further study will be necessary for the evaluation of tools to generalize and strengthen the emerging domain for such strategies. Next, IBS verification is done to get defined accuracy. We conducted survey to validate the 5 elements of modification. 100 participants were used to participate. The compatibility of the products matched based on the study of Glenn and Dove 2012. The finding shows that IBS reduced the difficulty in developing ideas during the business mapping process and improved students' understanding on the importance of Islamic values in life and business.
Hi, in the previous presentation, my teammates have explained the aspects of research, the introduction of IBS, the literature review related to business model canvas, and the findings gained through the research of IBS. Now, I would like to enlighten the process of innovation to develop the IBS. In brief, there are 5 major processes involved, namely, first, identifying problem, second, brainstorming among members, third, product intervention, fourth, evaluation of innovation, and the last one, the feasibility of innovation. The first step is identifying problems. Students are bound with the Western business plan and activities which are not fulfilling the concept of dunyawi and ukhrawi. Students were having difficulties to integrate the Islamic business activities towards the business plan. Most of the students were unable to figure out types of Islamic activities that link to the Islamic business concept. The second step is brainstorm sessions among group members or teammates. Brainstorm sessions allow the team members to form multiple ideas to solve the existing problems. Myriad brainstorm sessions were carried out specifically to discuss the teaching methods and materials that we should use in the class in order to deal with the problems. Islamic Business Simulator was created through brainstorm sessions and then going through multiple development phases from 9 elements to the current reduced 5 elements. The main highlights on IBS is the integration of acronyms and keywords which strongly believe could help students to understand and produce the business plan faster and more structured. The next step of the development of the IBS is intervention. The intervention happens through assessment and through application of IBS by class activities. Students were grouped in 4 students for each group. They need to map out their business plan on IBS method within the given time. Through the brainstorm sessions, students are required to discuss and identify appropriate business activities which link to the Islamic perspective. After the discussions, students presented their ideas to the audience and assessed by the appointed juries. Juries provided a comment on the given page according to the rubric. The purpose of intervention is to enhance students' understanding toward the application of IBS in starting the business. Appropriate understanding may allow students to be more strategic in planning the business activities. Through the evaluation, it gives us the chance to improve the IBS elements. The next step is evaluation. Evaluation phase is truly crucial to identify the relevancy and practicality of IBS to be used as teaching material in entrepreneurship course. Discussion was organized among members feedbacks were also taken into consideration to improve the effectiveness of IBS. Based on that, the early version of IBS, which consists of 9 elements, were reduced to 5 elements only. The reduction of elements will lead to ease the process of mapping, since the elements were overlapping. The last process of the innovation is the feasibility. Feasibility phase determines the opportunity to use IBS as teaching material, which regard as an option for the business model campus. IBS was opted as the alternative for students to plan their business activities based on Islamic perspective. The new elements were introduced to reflect a clear direction that link to the Islamic business activities. The introduction of acronyms also helps students to master the IBS faster and ultimately able to produce an Islam-friendly and strategic business method. As a conclusion, the respondents unanimously agree that the usage of the Islamic Business Simulator helped them in many new business ideas without much difficulty. The survey among respondents showed that the IBS model proved to be helpful and guide students in mapping their ideas constructively by using acronyms and keywords. That's all for the presentation. Thank you very much.